Hey everybody, I'm Flying Scorpion, and this is Skydock 4 Legendary Lost Sector on Master difficulty in Destiny 2. Okay, so Skydock 4 has Solar Singe, but Void shields. So do you go Solar, or do you go Void? If you go Void, you'll have no problem popping the shielded enemies, but you'll be sacrificing the 50% bonus damage to Solar. So I went with Solar. I went with the Ogma PR6. That's the gun you can see in the background here. It has adaptive munitions and adrenaline junkie, and it checks off all the boxes. It's got solar damage, adaptive munitions, allows it to chew through void shields, and with Season of the Plunder mods, it can stun unstoppable champions, and this Lost Sector has a lot of unstoppable champions. You can get this gun from Banshee 44 or from World Drops. You probably have run through many copies and trashed them. It is easy to get a good roll like the one I'm using in this video. Okay, so in previous videos, I've been talking about this Mantle of Battle Harmony build that I've been using. In a nutshell, Mantle of Battle Harmony is a Warlock exotic chest piece that provides bonus super energy when you kill enemies with weapons that match your subclass element type. Once your super is full, it then switches over to providing a 20% bonus damage to those weapons whenever you kill an enemy. So it's kind of like being Radiant or like standing in Empowering Rift, except you can move around and it triggers whenever you kill enemies. If you stack this buff with things like Rampage and Font of Might, you can boost your weapon damage to deal double damage. Then, if you factor in something like the 50% bonus damage from the Solar Singe from this Lost Sector, you're getting triple your regular damage. So this allows you to slap enemies with your primary guns. Mantle of Battle Harmony incentivizes killing enemies with your guns, not so much with your abilities. And back on September 14th, when I first posted this build, I originally had the build full of elemental well generating mods. So elemental armaments, elemental ordnance, melee well maker, and bountiful wells. So every time you killed an enemy with a grenade or a melee, and every once in a while from shooting them with a gun, 2 elemental wells would pop out. After playing more and more with the build, I started wondering if it would be better to take away some of the well generating mods and focus the build more on capitalizing what Mantle of Battle Harmony does. So that's either spamming my super or holding on to the super and boosting the weapon damage as much as possible. So I started experimenting. I started off by focusing on generating super energy as much as possible and avoided killing enemies with my abilities so that I could kill them with a gun instead, or the super. So I started using guns with Thresh, and you can go one step further and use guns with Thresh and Surplus. Then you slot in Font of Wisdom and Elemental Time Dilation into the build, and the result is a build that generates super energy really fast, and I could spam my super very rapidly. It was a lot of fun, and it was actually quite effective in some situations, like for example, spamming your Well of Radiance during Master Catch Crash or during raids. However, here's the issue. If you're in a situation like the one I'm in this video, there isn't really a good opportunity to spam my super. Like, I'm dealing with champions. I don't really want to be spamming my super on them. And so I'm ending up holding on to my super instead. And what that means is Thresh becomes a dead perk. It's not doing anything if you're holding onto your super. It would be better to have something else like Focus Fury or Rampage in that slot. I also tried focusing the build on just boosting my weapon damage by increasing the uptime of Font of Might and using Seeking Wells. This is actually a pretty easy and brain dead way to play the game. You just kill stuff with your guns, and your guns do a lot of damage. You don't have to go walk over and pick up the mods, the wells. They just come right to you. The problem with this is that it sacrifices the uptime on the grenades, the charge melee, and the rifts. And it's just not as fun in my opinion. So to my surprise, even after all the experiments and iterations that I've tried with this build, I still believe that the original build is actually really good, even if it's not min-max towards capitalizing on the benefits of Mantle of Battle Harmony. It's got a lot of utility, and it just feels good in a lot of content. However, there is one issue that I have with it, and it's that I'm boxed into using weapons that match my subclass element type. Once I get a copy of Ophidian Aspects with a good stat roll on it, I'm going to try that out. But for now, this general purpose, convenient Mantle of Battle Harmony build is my go-to for most of the content that I play in Destiny 2, whether it's raids, Gambit, and even in PvP. Anyway, that's the end of my script. The rest of the video will be just me completing the dungeon and getting a nice exotic at the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.